You have to take the bar exam to become a lawyer, but all you have to do to become a YouTuber is simply upload a video. Even though to become a licensed lawyer, you still have to take these tests, there's still bad lawyers that filter through this system. Now imagine that system with absolutely no filter and you find yourself on the internet. There are no filters, there are no exams, there's no screening before you upload a video. So you can be sure there's a good bunch of bad YouTubers out there that push harmful narratives that influence the world to be more degenerative and don't have a positive impact on their community. And this is very prevalent in the fitness influencer space. And in this video, I'm going to be going over some of the influencers that are more controversial. Some of them I think are genuinely bad for the community, and some of them I think sometimes get a bad rap. I'm going to be going through these YouTubers and deciding whether or not their reputation is warranted or not. My name is Jonathan Surtees. Please join my Discord in the description and like and subscribe to this video. So the first influencer, and really the reason why I'm making this video, is someone called Hussein Farhat. Now this is someone over the last, I would say, 8 months to a year, has really blown up in terms of size of their following, but they've also really blown up of size of their physique. Now the thing is with Hussein Farhat is he claims to be completely natural, and if he is indeed completely natural, then his physique is like absolutely amazing. He put on like an insane amount of weight over the course of 2 years. I think it was something insane like 55 pounds of muscle. That's 22 kilograms, by the way. And that is absolutely insane, because the truth is, for example, I myself have gone through somewhat of a body transformation over the last couple of years as well, where I have been able to add around 16 kilograms onto my weight. But the difference is, and this is why he gets a lot of these accusations towards being a fake natty, is because when he put on all of that weight, at the end of it, he was lean. Now, when you put on weight, naturally, you're going to put on fat as well. Now, there is possible ways that you can stay lean while you bulk up, but to bulk up in such a small amount of time, in just 2 years, and then have such a physique as he has, is definitely fishy. Now, this wouldn't be a problem because there's loads of influencers out there who are claiming natural, and it's disputed whether or not they are, but that's not their fault. The truth is with Hussein Farhat is he is a proven liar. If you didn't catch it, earlier on this year, Hussein Farhat was in the video by Jeff Nippard, who's a very well respected and genuinely seems like a really nice guy. He was making a video on how big you can get while natural, and he took all of these athletes. Some of them were like really huge and they were also claiming natural, and some of them were really small and they were claiming natural, and he ran these tests on them to do with like testosterone and like different things, growth hormone and whatnot. And basically Hussein Farhat, after this video, decided to use it as a publicity stunt. Him and his later to be confirmed business associate Greg Doucette put together this plan that they were going to, they were going to deceive the fitness industry by claiming that Hussein Farhat actually did do drugs and he did do PEDs, and then that's really gonna that's gonna show everyone, it's gonna bring everyone on side. The backlash was immense, but they got what they wanted. They got the publicity, and then they sold the product they were going to sell, and blah de blah de blah. Hussein Farhat posts this like completely tone deaf video of how much money he's been making over the last like 24 hours after just lying about all this stuff and then selling some hoodies and whatnot. But the reason why I think Hussein Farhat isn't a good influence on the community is that he lied to Jeff Nippard, claiming that he told him previously that he was going to run this publicity stunt, and he actually made a video about it as well, where he just completely gaslights his audience. He's posting the voice notes, and it's Greg talking to Jeff Nippard, and he's like saying like, oh yeah, like 50% of people are gonna say it's fake, 50% of people are gonna say I told you so, and 50% of people aren't gonna believe it. And then Hussein Farhat pops up like in the middle of the video and he's like, yeah, we totally told him everything. Meanwhile, he really didn't. So the truth is, for me, is I can't trust Hussein Farhat with anything. He lied about something I actually think is really important in the fitness industry, and it actually motivates these people quite a lot to see someone who's natural, to see someone who might look like you, to see someone who might talk like you, and they kind of throw you through a loop a little bit by saying, oh yeah, I'm actually not natural, or I actually am natural, but I'm actually not, and then this whole drama thing, I'm just a victim of it all. Like, come on. I don't believe that Hussein Farhat has the well-being of his audience and the fitness community in mind, and I don't believe that that is his top priority. Let's move on to Joe Faser. Now, Joe Faser is an influencer that I took a lot of inspiration from. He had this journey when he was going from skinny to bulked up, and he had this amazing transformation, and he basically filmed it all, which was amazing. Joe Faser, in my opinion, is still a good YouTuber. Now, this is only because he actually had that transformation, and that was extremely believable. It was over a long period of time. He did indeed gain fat. He didn't have an unachievable physique. About 2 years ago or so, his physique started to really increase from what you would kind of expect would be his natural peak, and people started to speculate that he was indeed on PEDs. And then the bombshell hit. And this was when his ex-girlfriend released a bunch of accusations, not only towards him personally, but also towards his drug usage. She's posted images of the drugs that he's used for performance-enhancing drugs and whatnot. These claims are disputed. I don't know whether they're true or whether or not they're false. But Joe Faser hasn't pulled off such a sophisticated and such an organised lie like Hussein Farhat did. And Joe Faser legitimately did go through the journey and legitimately did motivate a lot of young men to gain their own body transformation. I don't think Joe Faser is the kind of guy to actively lie about taking a steroid or not taking a steroid. And even if Joe Faser were to be taking steroids, I don't think he really peddles products the same way under such a lie as the previous influencer that we mentioned. So Joe Faser, I think I give him a pass, and I think his reputation is kind of a little bit too low for what is actually warranted. Going from naturals or fake naturals to all-out steroid users onto the Tren Twins. Now, the Tren Twins are an interesting bunch of people. They were kind of coming along doing a new wave of people on YouTube for the fitness industry, where it was a lot of people actively saying that they do take steroids. Now, the important thing for me is that the Tren Twins are open about their steroid usage. And what's better than this is they actually don't encourage people to hop on. They show the negative side effects of it. They show the injuries. They show the mental difficulties that they may have. And that, to me, is a moral thing to do. You know, I'm not going to say that, you know, you shouldn't watch Chris Bumstead because he takes steroids. Well, he is a world-class bodybuilder. He's probably someone who you would benefit from listening to. Doesn't make him a bad person or a bad influencer. Similar to, like, I've got an Arnold Schwarzenegger book right here. And it's like, well, he took steroids, but just because he took steroids doesn't mean that I shouldn't listen to him for actual lifting advice. The thing is with the Tren Twins, they do show all of these negative side effects, which I think is really important, but they also aren't really good for gym etiquette. They often, like, do 1 rep maxes all the time, which often leads in injuries, like you've probably seen before. So in my personal opinion, I think the Tren Twins actually have a space in the fitness industry. But it's important that the right audience is watching them. I think there's a lot of kids out there who are currently watching fitness influencers who do drugs, and they just don't understand the negative side effects to such a thing. For example, going on to the next influencer, and this is probably the worst of this entire group. This influencer is Togei. Now, Togei is just degeneracy encapsulated, and he doesn't care about the influence that he has on his audience, because if he did, he wouldn't be doing the things that he's doing. He's constantly talking about gambling. He's constantly trying to promote gambling and taking loads of steroids, taking as much steroids as he can, and he's just completely focused on financial gain. He promotes, endorses, and lives in this extremely unhealthy lifestyle that unfortunately is pushed towards his very young and impressionable audience. Now, a lot of people will probably say, oh no, Togei isn't for young people, he's for like teenagers. Number one, teenagers are still young people, and two, the way that he edited his video, it is clear that he is still looking for a younger audience, an audience with a shorter attention span. This is why he's bigger on like TikTok and Instagram than he is on YouTube, really. I worry that someone who follows Togei, a young man who follows Togei, will go down the wrong path because he sees this guy who is worshipping this lifestyle of degeneracy, this person who is just constantly talking about the worst things that you could possibly do for yourself, but then still trying to promote it to their audience. Like, he'll wake up one day and be like, oh man, I just lost $500,000 dollars from last night's gambling session, and then he'll like push rain bet or stake or something like that, and he'll go on live stream and everyone will watch him bet and then watch him lose. Togei realizes that what he is doing is bringing more people onto these platforms. And in my opinion, if you are at fault for bringing someone into gambling, into some sort of addiction, into drugs, if you as an influencer are responsible for a group of people, a community of people actually decreasing their quality of life, I don't believe that you are a good influencer. I don't care as many views as you get, I don't care how many likes you have, or as many subscribers you have, or as many followers you have, or as many brand deals that you get, or as much money you have. I do not care one bit, because you've essentially sold your soul, in my opinion. This is something that I will never do. Obviously, I haven't gotten the, 3 million, I haven't gotten the 3 million stake offer yet, but I wouldn't take it, because some of us have integrity. Togei's lack of delayed gratification will one day come around and bite him, and he will come to regret it. With that being said, I hope all the people who I've mentioned in this video can improve in one way or another. Hussein Farhat, I hope he becomes more truthful to his audience, and I hope he starts making more meaningful content so the people within his community can actually benefit from his content. Joe Faser, I hope that he either comes clean or he's able to completely get rid of all these allegations. The Tren Twins, I hope they don't promote PEDs, and I hope they stay as healthy as possible, but I do hope they keep on motivating the fitness community as they have been for the last couple of years. Togei, I hope he genuinely just gets help. I hope in the next couple of years maybe we'll be able to see Togei have a full 180-degree turnaround, and he can just stop gambling and stop promoting all these things, and he can have a more wholesome and actually beneficial connection to his own community and the wider fitness industry, as well as genuinely just young men of all sorts that are watching his content. If you want to know how TikTok brainwashed a generation, watch this video.